Hi.
Hi. I love the on our end because it sounds like the beginning of a newscast or something.
Yeah, and we're back.
Welcome back to Changeling the Streaming. Hi, everybody.
Today's story is called Jeopardy.
Is called Jeopardy.
What is Jeopardy?
Oh, I suppose I should make sure that the episode title is updated.
We are the hood.
And I thought I was so prepared.
Drink counter? I forgot to
Drink
remind
counter's
you.
up.
Got your ears
Yeah.
forward. Are we recording? All those questions. All those.
Recording.
What's that?
We record the. Kung Fu, you make a commanding point.
Hats?
As many of you know, when my hair grows, it only grows in the back. Mullet City. It's awful.
It's his nickname in school.
Mullets has
Mullet
got
City.
Mullet City. I'm gonna get an Onyx from Mullet City. Pokemon.
Well, see,
Not
the
great.
problem with the cold weather and having longer hair, if you are a gentleman, is that when you're wearing a hat, the longer your hair is, the more muscled it gets. Muscled, a word.
Tussled and mussed.
It's
Must and tussled,
muscled,
yeah.
by the cap. But if you wear your hair short, then under the toque, it is less distressed. Story at 11. Is your toque trying to kill you?
Let's go back to weather.
Take it away.
It's cold.
That's why I use earmuffs. Over to the weather. Yeah.
Classic.
Well, folks, I said that I needed to get things kicked off a little bit quicker than we usually do, and I am a man, if nothing else, of my word. I am going to point out that we have both She Who Knows 10,000 Things and Echoes Through Song, Aragorn Cabindaff. Thanks for keeping these unruly jerks in line. Otherwise, we're going to segue directly. Oh, except Lemon Eater has become nobility and joined House Liam this month.
Welcome.
Liam.
But we're going to segue right into the recap. We'll follow up with what you guys may have spent your experience on, and we're just going to get started.
Last time on Changeling, Patches grapples with her rifle upgrade. Braum asks about tiny hats. Sophia wants to dine with the vampires. Jacques has closed the restaurant to meet her. He wants the assassin back and tries to hypnotize Sophia. Meanwhile, a worm-hating beast breaks into Braum and Patches' hiding place. They make friends and bust down the door. Sophia sets Jacques on fire as the werewolf rips off his head. Everyone thanks each other and her heroes loot the room. Patches tests the wine and finds actual blood. They hitch a ride home with the wolf pack. A rite of cleansing accidentally includes Rick, which Passamaquoddy recognises from when their pack helped Braum 10 years ago. Braum calls Kyoko, who asks him to meet her in a place he can't remember. How goes the road trip back to Montreal? What happened to Braum 10 years ago? And can our heroes survive the suspension of the Mystery Bridge? Find out on Changeling. Now.
Mwah.
I have to ask whether there was some voice changing, or did you just warm up really well before you did that? Like, that was silky.
Smooth, like a caramel or something.
Like a single caramel.
What John said. Damn it.
It's
Hate
you.
you guys.
It got mighty sexy up in here. Mighty sultry.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I felt a little twinge.
One of my favorite parts about the recap, other than the fact that they exist and that they're awesome, so those two reasons, is that Captain Daff always reminds me of the things that I was like, oh shit, like, that was really important and I forgot it.
Blood in the wine he's written down.
Blood in
Also,
the
Rick got erased, possibly.
I
question
wrote
mark.
that down, that's for sure.
We had a cup of tea.
Now, I'll
A
of
little
course
tea
remind
warmed the
people.
voice.
I will remind people that if you are ever curious about whatever's been going on in game, you can always check on rpgclinic.com, where there's a ton of things.
And the puns. That's like a solid number 2.
Oh yeah.
Second place. Silver medal.
Scotty's solid number 2.
I thought I was
Story at
Mullet City.
11:05.
Thanks, Crosshair.
So, I spent my XP and got a 5th thought of willpower. What did you
Whoa!
guys spend your XP on?
That's such a good buy.
I know. I'm very proud of myself.
I have not, but I know what I will be purchasing at the end of this session if I am alive and have experience. I hate you guys.
I'm saving up for hopefully 2 sessions from now to buy Primal 4. So if next session I'm like, what was I going to buy, guys? Remind me. Now you can all remind me because I've said it out.
Aragwen's literally got a Twitter message to you, like on hold.
Yeah.
With that
Or it's like
information.
a time tweet.
Nice. A dead man's tweet.
All right.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Oh shit.
Is it
Yeah.
possible
This is cray cray.
that we've
Yeah.
gone this quickly?
I have soap kung fu. It's okay.
I heard the game referred to as a slow burn romance on Twitter. And I think slow burn is something that you just have to treat with a certain amount of delicacy. Knowing that you are building up to things means that you have to be patient. One of the things that I find difficult for myself is not wanting to just spill the beans right away to let people know what the answers are. And then the opposite of that is also a difficulty for me, to hold on to the secrets that I've been holding on to for even longer, waiting until just the right moment for the payoff, and then you risk having that payoff never come. I don't want to make those mistakes. And so this episode for me is special. And yet, I also know that it's not necessarily going to be easy for everybody. But that doesn't necessarily mean it can't be fun. Not for the 3 PCs, not for all of you watching. But I would tell you that in the game of Jeopardy, the point is not to ask questions, but to provide answers so that my players will be the ones to begin their questions anew. But this isn't final Jeopardy. This isn't double Jeopardy. There are no daily doubles here. Ken Jennings is not threatening to take your winnings, nor is Watson. It's just them and you. And if there are any questions that you want, today's the day to throw them out. Because sometimes I realize that giving things up, wrapping up a plotline, or even triggering the end of a plotline doesn't mean that the game is over. Just that we have time for new adventures, more adventures, with ones who are slightly more seasoned and ready to face new challenges. Today might not be Final Jeopardy, but that day will come. Your 3 werewolf companions, having secured everything and promised you a quick trip to Montreal, are rumbling along in this van that clearly has a suspension that hasn't been taken care of very well. And you notice that Charles has leaned forward, looking up through the windshield, and settles back with a grin. I knew today was a good day for this. I knew it.
What makes you say that?
It's a full moon.
What is it?
Good day,
And
Flora.
true to form, if you look outside, yes, it is a full moon. And if you check online for November 5th, 2017, it is a full moon.
Boosh.
Moon bridges are always easier to open on a full moon.
What's a moon bridge?
We're going to be taking a trip from one cairn to another, and we're going to make sure that we've announced you properly before we arrive. And then we'll hopefully be able to get some answers for you.
We're certainly in need of answers, aren't we?
Yes. I have some people I'd like to ask questions of right about now, but of course our new friends here have been more than helpful, more than generous. I'd like to thank you again.
Scott, is your microphone on?
Sure. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's there. How you doing? How you doing, everybody?
There we go.
Yeah, baby. What up? In brief, then, there are a few people that I wouldn't mind asking some questions of, but our new friends, you've been more than generous. Thank you again for, well, everything you've done so far.
Pasabakenia rolls his shoulders. So, do you have names, titles, the sort of thing that you would, announce yourselves as?
We do in our society, yes.
All right. Well, it's very important that when you are entering a new place that we control, that you let people know who you are.
Certainly. How is the best way to go about that? Should we announce ourselves?
Generally, yes. You'd announce yourselves. We'll just make sure that people know your name, and if you have, I don't know, a rank or a specific thing attached to your name, that's really what we need.
Certainly, we can do that.
Okay. So that's good. Beyond that, I'm just wondering if there's anything else that I need to tell you. I assume that you're going to be polite.
We certainly will.
We will be as your guests. Yes.
Okay. There is one thing that we have to insist on.
Certainly.
Don't tell people where we are. Don't tell others about what you've learned. At least not others who can get back to the normal people of society. Just as I'm sure you don't want them interfering in your business, we don't want them interfering with ours, and that's something we take rather seriously.
Of course.
Of course. You have our word.
Word's
Our-
useful.
Yes. It is. Our society, as well, like you said, is hidden from mortal eyes, much like yours is, I can only assume.
Okay, we're coming up on it now. You're going to step out of the van, and we're going to step forward, and before you break the tree line, you're going to have to call out who you are. Okay?
Is this court that we will be attending?
Right now, we're just passing through. You will be... Court's a funny word for it. You'll see.
All right.
He steps out of the van once it comes to a stop, and both Layla and Charles do as well. Layla takes the keys and pockets them and steps forward, and Pasabakenia just lifts his throat and lets out an odd howl. It almost has a mournful tone to it. And then he turns to you three and go ahead.
I'm gonna jump in and just shout, Sir Braum Mazden ap Gwydion.
Lady Sophia Aisling ap Liam.
Patches, steward of the spark.
You hear a rustling, and then you see a man who is wearing a big, big, big puffy, like those vests
Oh yeah.
that you have that are sleeveless. Really big puffy vest, bare arms, a beard that's right down to his nipple line. And he's bald. You're responsible for these three? That this is a thing that's happening right now? This is what's going on. I don't know. And then he stops and he looks at Sophia and his jaw just...
Hello. Lovely to meet you. I'm Sophia.
Passive Kenyan, who is this?
Someone who's surprised. Hold on just a second. And he starts speaking in this gruff kind of tone. And
Sure.
the other man, distracted, just stops, wrenches his eyes away from Sophia for a moment, responds in the same language, and then comes back. Okay, I understand that you're just passing through. We're going to take you on. Gatekeeper's waiting for you. But you're not to enter anyone else. You're to follow me, single file. She goes first. And then Charles narrows his eyes. Okay, fine. Whatever. And he just turns around and starts walking through the underbrush.
Yeah, I caught that too. When he said she goes first, was he talking about me?
Yes, but
Okay,
it would seem that Charles has dissuaded him of this.
gotcha. I will follow.
We will follow as
Yep.
instructed.
Yep, single file, baby.
Single file
I'm
class.
in the back.
So it doesn't take very long for you to reach you see a ring of circles just set in, and then Charles turns and just says, eyes closed. Okay, you guys don't have to close your eyes.
But we were,
I
trying
get
to
it.
set the mood.
It's role playing.
And then you hear more of those voices, and then you get the impression that there's a few more people who have joined you in this area. And then you feel cold for a moment, but not an unpleasant one. The sort of cold that you would feel after walking inside from a really hot day into air conditioning, or slipping into a pool of just the right temperature. And it's with only a few steps that you then find yourself emerging as if you were leaving a pool. For those of you who have visited the Dreaming, which I assume is all three of you at one point or the other, it almost feels like that transition, but not quite. Until you're standing underneath the stars. You're no longer under a tree line. Although there are trees around you, you can hear water rippling somewhere. But you can also hear, distantly, voices of people, the public.
Is it kind of easy to make out what? Is it easy to make out? Is it easy to make out what language that they're speaking in, these voices, John?
It is not a language that is known to humans.
Ooh. All right then. I'm looking around for like our fearless bearded leader, or
So
Charles.
your fearless bearded leader is no longer with you. Instead, you have Charles and Layla and Pasabikini standing there. And then you see a man who has wrapped himself up in a duster, his hair is cut very short, and it's very dark, and there's patterns buzzed into it. He's wearing very, very tight black t-shirt underneath the duster, and he's got one of his arms dug into it, and the other one just has one hand out, and he waves, and Pesbakenio does the exact same howl that he did before, and then nudges Braum again.
I re-announce myself.
So do I.
And I.
So what are you doing here? Why are you bringing these three? I feel compelled to ask, just because it's not every day that I get visitors just before a moot. And I really don't like being torn away from this. And then you hear a ring, and he reaches down and he pulls out a cell phone, holds it up to his ear. Yeah, no, they're here. I got it. And then he puts it back in his pocket. My name's Bleeding Edge. I'm the gatekeeper here. I need to know why you have decided to arrive.
We have arrived here for answers. I hope that will suffice. Period.
Answers.
Pause.
Okay. Fine. So you're special, I understand? You're not just normal? She doesn't look special. And points directly at Sophia. She looks like otherworldly, so explain, because if you've brought a Shamisi in here, I'm really going to be pissed.
I'm sorry, what is that?
He's being rude.
Why on earth would he have any reason to be rude?
Because he doesn't know who you are.
We just announced ourselves. It's clear the three of you trust us. Otherwise, you wouldn't have brought us here. We don't mean any intrusion, and we don't mean any harm.
All right, I understand. If you're going to be headed towards the moot, I can take you there. I should just let you know that if you have any digital devices on you, you'd better turn them off. We've been having some we've been having some difficulty with some of our friends recently, and we are going to be calling them at the beginning of this moot, which I am missing right now, and I do need to make sure that they don't decide to infect your devices and then go with you.
Cool.
Lead the way and let us know, of course, if there's anything else we can do.
Charles walks up and just knocks him on the back of his head. The guy. Go on. Show us our way through. Layla sighs, and Pesbakenio just shakes his head slightly, but the gatekeeper does indeed start walking forward.
Follow me, we'll follow.
No.
You see that there's fire in the distance, a fire that is obviously very well contained, and every once in a while you catch sight of somebody who's passing through trees until you come to an area that's a pond. And I'm going to ask all three of you to roll your perception, your intelligence streetwise. Difficulty is 6.
Diff 6?
Yep.
Intelligence streetwise.
Huh, that's not as good as I thought it would be.
That's not as bad as I thought it would be. Oh boy.
Lack of success.
I also got 0.
I got 2 in a pool
Sophia,
of 2.
you recognize I'm glancing around. You're on Ile Sainte-Hélène.
Oh, sweet.
Ile Sainte-Hélène, for those of you who don't know, is an island that was created from the earth excavated from Montreal to build its subway system.
So boss. Sorry.
And you see that surrounding this particular fire are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people who are just sitting on rocks. I didn't put the accents in because I am typing it fast.
It's all good.
Google will help you with that if anyone wants to look it up.
One woman.
I just want to lean down and whisper to these guys where we are.
One woman stands up and approaches as you guys breach the tree line into this area. Come in, sit down, be quiet for now. And once we're finished calling the spirits, we'll get to you, okay?
Thank you.
And she looks at Braum and narrows her eyes slightly and then nods and offers him a slightly larger stone
No,
That's nice.
to sit upon.
It's not inconvenient. I'll take it for sure.
No, and in fact, it's one that there seem to be many of these larger stones about.
Oh boy.
So it seems like it's just right there for you. Everything's all set.
Oh, perfect. I don't want to be in a place where, you know, like at the head of the table. I know there's no table, but you know what I mean. I don't want to be in a position where all eyes are on me. I think Braum would try to sit out of the way.
Everyone does turn to look at all of you, but it's not a big deal. And then eventually, people quiet down, and a woman stands up. She looks like she's about maybe 40 years old. And she looks at the three of you in turn. Welcome. And welcome back. A boy, or not quite a boy, but someone who looks like maybe he's only about 17, stands up and glances to the woman. She nods, and he lets out a wonderful howl, just echoing off trees, and loud enough that it possibly would even interfere with the people who must be not terribly far away. Okay. We've already called the inner sky. We've already thanked the spirits. Are there any bones to be cracked? Pazabekeniot, it clears his throat and steps forward. There's one, I know. These three are of the Fae, and I think one of them is looking for answers. It's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I unfold myself from my rock and just kind of like look around. Yes, I am here for answers. Sir Braum. Mazdan ap Gwydion. And then I just kind of like sit down again. Or remain standing. Wait.
It's understandable that you don't remember that you have been here before, Sir Braum. Do you remember anyone here? Their names?
Our 3 companions, I only just met. But no, I have no recollection of anyone here. I'm sorry if that offends you.
No. It merely shows that I'm very, very thorough. I am the Sept Elder here. My name is Jean Seraph of the Link, and I'm the reason you can't remember us.
And I take it the reason I have lost my memory of many, many parts of my life.
I did so in order to help save you. If you can believe that, perhaps there is no need for challenge here.
I'm not foolish enough to want to challenge anyone here.
Among our kind, challenges are not meant to be disrespectful. Sir Braum, step forward. And she pulls out what looks to be like an infrared thermometer. Twisting it back and forth in her hands, Charles scoffs slightly, but then after a very sharp look by Dances Beyond Death, he quiets down. And she places the device just against Braum's temple, and then looks. "10 years ago, you were brought here because you were killing yourself through your own memories. This was not your own fault, but your memories were being used against you.
How is that possible?
You had just recently been through trauma and strife, but you did not escape unscathed yourself.
That much I do know. I was under the impression that somehow the dreaming, the force that binds us to the world, in a way, had created a block in my own mind. I did not know you had a hand in it, or perhaps more than a hand.
We have similar abilities at times, even though we may not believe it, nor may we give it the same names. What you call a chimera, I may give a different name. But yes, we entrusted one in order to secure you. You realize you are energy, Sir Braum.
As are we all.
More than that. You are energy that those can harvest for other means. Servants of the worm. And we could not have it to kill you. For someone called in a great favor in order to save your life. But the cost of your memories.
You were saying that one of my allies, friends, sacrificed, called in this favor, so that I would not be turned into a weapon?
More of a battery. When you grow angry, when you grow impassioned, the way that you look at the world itself, the love that you feel for those who surround you, the joy you receive out of a simple cup of coffee, all of it can be harnessed by someone who has managed to breach your defenses, which is what occurred. And normally, we would have considered you lost, and we would have destroyed you. Not today, and not 10 years ago. I encouraged a spirit to enter your memories and seal them off, so that they could not be used against you. I unfortunately reduced your life to one of normalcy until you were ready, until you could fight off exactly what had been implanted inside you.
I am ready. I am ready to fight, and I am ready to recover these memories and do what needs to be done.
It isn't as simple as that. We cannot recover these memories for you. I can remove the block, if that will help you.
It is dangerous, I think, in the sense that this creature that inhabits my mind, we don't yet know how powerful he may be. I think we may have a way of fighting him, dealing with him. If we were to remove this block, I'm not sure what would happen to you exactly. It's all wrong.
Lady Sophia, will you step forward, please?
Step forward.
And Patches, steward of the Spark, explain to me why this man is worth saving.
He, in the time that I have known him, which admittedly hasn't been long, he has proven again and again to be good. To the bone, perhaps to a fault. He seems to possess loyalty and nobility, not in lofty, fancy nobility terms, but I think there are few people as good as him.
I haven't known Braum all that long, all things considered, but I've met countless people over the last little while who idolized who he used to be. And just from knowing how he is now, I can say that if there is a chance of accessing who he used to be, then he should be given this chance. Everybody should be able to reach their full potential. And any way that I can help, any way that we can help, we're ready.
Woman with a scar alongside her right shoulder, which is bare, stands up. And she pulls out a tablet, swipes down, and then places it back in a loop on her belt. The way that we handle this sort of thing is that we just remember them through stories, and we use their deeds to inspire others. We do not allow others to suffer our own sickness. Are there still deeds left in this man?
Of course there are. He's still breathing.
Even if we don't recover his memories, he will continue to do good. He's been doing so the whole time I've known him.
This is a man who has killed a friend, a love, merely for the sake of saving their souls. A man who has led countless battles. One who has lost it all because someone wanted us to spare his life. And yet, she asked us to give him one memory to keep. Do you remember that one?
Memories have been so fragmented for me of late. Which one did I get to keep?
If I die before my time, you are most likely to be the one who will recover my coat.
Yes, that makes sense.
Right. So if I can't be the one to pass this along, I need you to do me one last favor.
Name it.
Find my niece Lauren. She lives in St. John's, but you'll probably find her a few clicks out, along the ocean. She's a surfer.
I imagine it would be awfully cold out there for that.
It is. I'll always love the cold. Anyway, this thing's made of strong stuff. You won't hurt it. And hey, if you need to smuggle it anywhere, you could, I don't know, swallow it. It would survive in your stomach.
I imagine my stomach wouldn't be very cold.
Good point. Is there anything I need to do for you?
Yeah. Can I get a name check on the niece?
Lauren?
Lauren?
Yeah.
Lauren.
That makes much more sense than Warren. That's what I was gonna write. Thank you.
When you arrived, you were being used as a power source.
I can guess to what end. We've learned about a device that needs power. But by whom?
Pass me that.
Apparently by a cat. Off camera, trying to turn off the computer.
That's some serious spray-tasticness. Oh shit. Alright, we're good.
Your kind didn't have the ability to remove this break from you. And we did, by sealing off your memories so that they could not be accessed any longer.
I'm just not sure. We have ways amongst our kind to move between people through their dreams, through the dreaming is a link between us all. Do you know, is that someone had invaded my mind and could use my memories?
It was a device. A device that we haven't been able to find. I'll be honest with you, We aren't normally the ones to get involved in such things. But this time it was important. There are certain treaties and oaths that even we have to honor.
Who could have brought me here with so much? Who could have entreated you so strongly?
The woman who told you originally to sit down shifts and she growls somewhat. You see a man who looks maybe 35, chuckles. You don't have to keep being pissed about it. It wasn't your fault. We accept challenges when they're warranted. She's just mad that she lost 10 years ago and it still hurts her.
Why was she challenged?
To let you in. You were a liability, Braum. You were basically a walking target. We only knew that you were just over the edge. Every emotion screaming inside you. And when you weren't in a rage, you were collapsed in a heap. We know rage better than anyone. We also know what happens when you can't control it.
So, this individual who brought Braum here 10 years ago issued a challenge, won, and was allowed
Yes,
to
beat
bring
places the mark.
festival.
Beat her soundly, if I recall correctly.
Right?
I actually have a message for the one among you known as Places the Mark.
The woman snaps. Fine, what?
My friend told me to tell you that she was sorry that she snapped at you.
No hard feelings.
I hope not. 10 years, and I assume you haven't seen her since.
She doesn't like the idea that she got beaten by a bunny, and then she just smashes her fists against the rock and stands up. And Ash, standing just behind Bleeding Edge, just rubs his hand. It's fine. You don't have to be, that insulted. But sometimes, I don't know, you beat a rune by just being smarter than them. It occasionally is known to work.
My friend is one of those among us who has a gift for telling tales, spinning truths into something more, you might say. I've never understood it for what it's worth.
Her deal was threefold. That we seal off your memories, thus making sure that you weren't a useful battery anymore, and that they would eventually disconnect, knowing that you weren't useful. The second would be to make sure that if any memories get preserved, that they would involve someone you killed. And the third, to not tell anyone what we'd done, unless they came to us to ask. I'm afraid to tell you, Braum, that maybe all of your memories aren't accessible, Memory is like that. You can't just decide to recall one, you have to have a reason to. And it is very possible that you've lost much of what you were forever. But that doesn't mean that you aren't capable of making new ones. And it doesn't mean that you aren't capable of becoming more than what you were. Don't look back on the past too much. Sometimes I feel it's what we do. We sing our songs, and we tell our tales, and it's meant to push us to greater lengths. But we have to exceed the stories of old, or we're never going to win. We have to be better than our dreams. Are you prepared to do this?
I like to think that I always have. I've been looking back, searching for what I thought was my life and what I believe is my life, but I've been looking for it in the wrong place. Like you say, the past isn't... It can't be found. It can't be found on a map. You have to move forward and find those you love and the things that you want to do here in the present. Like you say.
Places the mark, rolls her shoulders, stands up. I'm not letting this happen.
I don't understand. You said you weren't to tell anyone unless they came to you, and here we are.
I can't risk this. I won't.
May
When-
I ask what is being risked? What the risk entails?
When he was brought here, he was already a danger. We managed to make sure that he wasn't a danger any longer. And now you're asking us to potentially throw our entire cairn back into that mix? No. I have to defend this place from the worm. And if that means that I have to make sure that he doesn't get fixed, so be it.
I understand. And my needs and desires are my own, as are yours. We each do what we think is best. I think what I can promise you is that if you can undo what you have done, it will set me on a path that I will never return here.
It isn't about returning here. It's about taking a gift we gave you and then throwing it away. For your own selfish reasons and putting us all at risk. I challenge you, Sir Braum, to never ask for this again. And accept what you have been so graciously given.
We were invited here. I can understand why you're upset, but I just want to establish that he didn't come here asking. We were told to come here. So it's a slightly different nuance. But
Seraph
your
of the
refusal
Link.
can still stand.
Seraph of the Link smiles. Steward of the Spark, you are welcome here. Just as she's welcome to challenge him for this particular request.
And is there nowhere else we can do this that wouldn't put you all at risk? I think if we can reduce the risk for you, we would prefer to.
It's not about the location. Somebody actually was able to trace where Braum was in his head. We believe that they no longer are actively looking. It's after all been 10 years since the memories that they managed to infect have even been available to him, let alone to anyone else. But a challenge has been made, and we are cracking the bone, and so therefore I call upon you, Alexandre. Stand up and fulfill your duties, and let's figure out what the hell we're going to do about this. And the man who spoke earlier stands up. So a challenge has been laid. Sir Braum, you're welcome to accept if you like. You're also welcome to show throat and then never come back. After all, Places the Mark is the warder here, and therefore her belief that you pose a security risk to this cairn must be respected.
You told me that accepting a challenge was not seen as a sign of disrespect.
No, not whatsoever.
If my choices are leaving here empty-handed, or leaving here with what I need, then I accept your challenge. Places the Mark.
Excellent. And everyone just sort of steps back. You believe you know better than she does. Is that correct?
I believe I know better what I need. And what we all need to resolve this crisis.
Very well. I'm going to inform you, Lady Sophia, and Patch's steward of the Mark, that this is his challenge. Oh, fuck. Shit.
No, that could be in character.
Mark.
So
Then
we
this
are
is a
to
question
not
of
interfere?
this is a question of strength. And he steps forward and he picks up a branch and draws a circle in the ground. That's only barely wide enough for two people and indicates for both to step forward.
Yeah.
The first to fully force the other out of the circle wins. As simple as that.
I'll hold back.
Do I ever? Yes, you do, Braum.
Yes,
Quite
you
often.
do, Rob.
No matter what, you're a winner to us, Braum.
Oh, what a sweetheart. Thanks, Mom. I'm going.
You're welcome.
You cast a
casket
spell with
ready.
those words, you know? It's not like your bard being like, I believe in you.
Make it out
You
of
can
maple.
do it."
I
Places-
believe in you.
Places the Mark, just cracks her neck, steps forward, and as she does, starts to grow in size. Until she doesn't quite reach the same level as you saw earlier with Charles, but definitely someone who resembles more along the Hyde aspect more than Jekyll.
Nice.
Charles was bigger. I did.
I'm going to stand next to Charles. Right
Well, she doesn't. She also does not have quite the same wolf head. She could still barely pass for human. Barely.
Okay. I mean, I think Braum, like, unless you tell me otherwise, John, like, I can't imagine I have any idea what a beast of this size is capable of, other than knowing that, like, Haley was able to fell me with a touch.
That's true. She was.
So, I don't
But
know what's
otherwise,
going
no,
on.
you don't remember.
Alright. Step into the circle and take a few deep breaths and roll up my sleeves.
All right. Do you have any specific tactic that you're looking for this one?
Ooh.
Or are
So
you
first
just going to...
Sorry.
Are you just looking to, like, just shove her as hard as you can?
Well, I mean, what I'd like to do is My tactic is going to be is like two step. One, test the strength to see like, am I totally fucked? Like if it turned into a wrestling match, would I be, just like tossed like a sack of feathers? But then two, take a desperate action to sort of just like force her back. Only a foot would do. So I have an idea for that.
All right. She looks like she's pretty strong. I'll ask you to roll your perception brawl.
Yes. Thanks. Great roll. Diff 6?
Diff 6.
4 successes.
She has a strength in this form of 5.
What's your strength, buddy?
5, baby.
Ooh.
All right. I'm going to take like a low stance.
Okay.
Like a wrestling, like a low wrestling stance. And just like extend my arms wide and try to root myself as low as possible so that if she comes at me, I can withstand it.
Roll initiative.
It's going to be awful.
I have 7.
I have 11.
All right. She's just going to try to body slam you to push you out of the ring.
I'm going to sidestep out of the way and push her using her momentum to like force her out of the ring.
Dexterity brawl.
Let's do it.
Do you want the... I won't be needing it.
Difficulty 6.
Hup. That would be very funny, but that's a 1. 1 success.
All right. So she runs forward and just attempts to throw her body at you. You manage to sidestep, but your shove glances off of her shoulder. She digs her foot in, and only one of her feet leaves the circle.
Ooh.
Initiative?
13.
Okay. I have 10.
Okay.
She's going to attempt the same thing.
I'm going to try to this time feign. So the same thing. I want to fake it and then actually hold my ground and try to shoulder check her over me as she goes.
Strength brawl.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing I can do?
I give you a 3-point stunt for
The
that
old
one.
shoulder check.
System.
Wrong system. Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, 2 successes anyway.
Were there some ones? Oh no, those were all that. Okay.
2 successes.
All right. So instead of you managing to lift her, she wraps her arms around you and manages to lift up so that both of your feet leave the ground. But when she throws, your foot manages to stay inside the circle and you push yourself back up.
Ugh.
Round. Okay.
I think kind of realizing that
Well, you have to roll initiative.
Oh, yeah, I have to. Oh, 17.
Okay. 15.
Whoa. Lucky.
Oh, come on, Braum. Come on, Braum.
Yep.
She is going to just slam her fist across your face.
I'm going to attempt to catch her fist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to, before I like go crazy and just like try something really desperate, I'm gonna use the catching and the twisting of her fist as a bunk, 1st level Dragon's Ire, to give myself additional strength. So like by twisting it, I'm like twisting strength out of her and into me. That's my hope.
All right.
Well, she's not Fae.
No, she is actor, and she's
Yeah.
currently actor 5.
I'll spend a point of. Oh well, I'm.
But you're
fucking-
targeting yourself,
That's true.
not her.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
First,
Did
it's
I get
Dex
a-
Brawl.
Oh, to catch the punch. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a thing. Sorry. Div 6 for the
Yep.
Ooh, 4 successes.
Okay, that beats my 3.
Okay, so I'm
casting.
gonna roll the cantrip at.
Yep.
So in that case, the cantrip was held after her attack?
No, he has to cast the cantrip in this round.
But yes, because like I wanted to catch it and use it as a.
Oh,
It means-
gotcha. So even though you had the higher initiative, you held till her action.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I did.
So roll.
Yep.
Your difficulty is 5.
Thanks, baby.
Oh, no.
Oop, that was a 5.
That was a 5. That's a 1. So 1 success.
Okay. Initiative.
Plus 1 strength for this round.
16.
12.
Your action.
My action is going to use my. I'm going to use my plus 1 strength to try to do the same thing. Grapple her legs, lift her up, and throw her feet overhead outwards that way.
Okay. She's just gonna give you one big shove. Okay. Roll me your Dex Athletics, please.
Thank you.
Difficulty is 7.
Can't botch it. Normally I would botch this roll, but Troll can't botch athletics.
All right.
So just a fail. No.
So she shoves you, and once again you find yourself now with 1 foot outside the circle. It's your attack.
Okay. Because I have the extra strength, I'm gonna continue the action and not abort
Okay.
it. So it'll be to like grapple her, grab her legs, and like
Yep. Dexterity brawl.
do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it, guys. Coming up. Huh. Oh, Cthulhu dice. 1 success.
It's not enough.
No.
All right. If she manages to score more than you on this round, then you're out.
Okay.
Willpower.
Spend your willpower.
11.
Not on my.
No,
Not on my
on your
initiative.
No, not on your initiative.
15.
Okay. She's just gonna kick you in the midsection.
I'm gonna unleash dragon ire, so I'm just gonna like point and shout, "Get her out of here," which is normally like a Wayfair thing, but I guess it would be more.
All right. Interesting. Get your nightmare dice. Roll that up.
Taking a dot of nightmare.
Have fun.
Here we go.
It's super exciting.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it though? I have to spend 2 glamour. I get a ton of nightmare. You roll glamour and nightmare, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
That sounds right.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, diff 7. So I'm also like unleashing the weird. Like it's gonna be really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
When I realize what he's doing, I'm like taking a little step back.
And I'm like, hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts.
I have 1 success.
Okay, that's
Thank
not
grief.
more than
Thank
you
grief.
It's
had.
not 5, right?
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
1 success is enough.
it's enough.
Mhm.
1 success.
Stay with you.
You feel both your arms change, and one becomes hot, hotter than you've ever felt your own skin become, and the other one, despite feeling still fluid, is ice. And you throw your hands out at her foot that's arriving and catch it. And as she twists her head, not understanding the sensation that she feels, you can feel as if a massive dragon's wings are beating about you, and wind starts to turn the three of you around and around until you let go, and she is flung out of the circle into a tree about 20 meters away.
With this, I'm gonna like beat my chest and roar. And
then
wait inside the circle.
She is now going to have to make a very important roll. And I know that there's a few people in chat who will be aware of what this roll means.
Oh boy.
I'll point out.
I think it has something to do with the fact that it's the full moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
I'll point out that it is a full moon. So here's the deal. I have to roll this character's rage. And we're going to reduce the difficulty by 1 because the moon phase matches as the character's auspice. And if this particular person scores 4 or more successes on this roll, then she'll go into frenzy. But I'll point out that the difficulty for her roll right now is 3.
She like rolling like a lot of dice there, John?
She's rolling 6.
Well,
So,
okay.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but
Hey everyone, you're
It
welcome.
was really nice knowing you all.
It's part of the legend.
ready?
Yes.
No.
I got my running shoes. Let's go. Let's do this. It's very sweet. I don't know for what.
Since she's out of the ring, I consider the challenge over. I'm preparing to cast an effigy of Braum that will stand in a. I'm ready to get.
I was just about to show off my dice roll to everybody, and then the dice all shifted.
Aw.
Fuck.
Let me just put it back to what it was. There we go.
Which one's the real problem?
I'm getting ready to cast Oaken Shield on us all and pray. Actually, I'm getting ready to cast Dream Portal and hide in the dreams of a slumbering field mouse nearby. Bye, everyone.
It's actually a really smart
That's
move.
really cute.
It's super
So-
good.
As long as it stays sleeping while there's a fucking werewolf
She
running around.
slams her fists into the ground, stands up, and she turns to stalk off into the trees until Alexandre says, "No, return. You lost, but that doesn't mean that you have to leave yet." She turns back, walks forward, and just bares her teeth at Braum, and then shrinks back down into her Hamid form.
You You fought very well.
I don't know what you did, but it wasn't fighting. And she returns to her seat. Well, it's not every day that we get gifted by a sight of the Fae, is it? Come here, Braum. I'm going to ask the spirit to leave you. Like I said, you won't necessarily remember all of your memories. Some may be lost forever, others you may only find in time, but you will no longer have any blocks. The person who did this to you, as far as we know, is somebody who occupies a very low-level threat from the Weaver. She murmurs a few phrases and places her hands on either side of your head, although this time she is very conscious to avoid your horns.
Without trying to interrupt her at all, I be careful. If this spirit is to materialize here, I'm not sure what will happen.
I'm a theurge, Braum. I fear no spirit. And if they know better, they'll do nothing but fear me. And Braum, you feel this weight lift from your head. May you never be subject to the rocket again, Braum.
I don't know how to thank you. You saved me, and now you've saved me again.
You will. You're going to take an ambassador with you, back to your kind. You are to make sure that she understands what it is to live with you for a time. It's been too long since we've renewed friendship with your kind. Lady Sophia, Patches, steward of the Spark, I must ask one thing of you. Braum now is responsible for his own destiny. And yet, I fear that there is a chance that what befell him before may befall him again. And if this is to happen, then you're to do everything in your power to make sure that he cannot become one of the minions for either the Worm or Weaver.
The device feeding off of him is what I think it is. I swear to you, I won't let that happen.
Sophia? Or rather, Liz.
Mm-hmm.
You have now sworn an oath.
Yep.
So, mark that.
I also swear that I won't let anything happen to me.
Do you actually say this?
No, absolutely not. That's a terrible. I've already one oath. I know I need to do a second, but it's woof.
On your way out, Kaylee will go with you. You may even meet the rest of her pack. But as she's currently acting as a guardian, you'll have to wait until the end of the moot. And I will ask, now that you're here, seeing as how it seems that the cracking of the bone is now over, it's time for stories and songs, if any of you have any you wish to share. And again, that little kid guy stands up and he lets out another howl, this one more triumphant.
I wouldn't mind stepping forward to sing a very quick couple of lines that Sophia had been composing in her head while they were walking to the fire. And it's a song about being cloaked in starlight and bathed in night. It's just supposed to paint a picture of what they're experiencing right now.
All right, charisma performance.
Great.
Can she solo the muse herself? Just
Can-
kidding. I know that's not how that
would
works.
voice of a songbird come into play
Yes.
here? Oh, hooray.
Pretty bouse. Quick, let's do something that requires a lot of skill. Quick, while she's singing.
Quick.
All that Rubik's Cube.
So that's what's the difficulty?
It's 5.
5, and then it's -2
Wow.
3.
from my 3.
Well, that's a heck of a lot of dice there, Neale.
And if you roll 4 more successes, then you frenzy. I mean, what?
That's 8 successes. So it's a really good song.
Instant classic goes platinum within a week.
They're only amongst this certain group of people.
Yeah. it's
8
weird.
successes, man. I don't know what to tell you. The internet is everywhere.
They said turn off your technology.
Shit. I need to text my wife.
Everyone's quiet for a long period of time. It's not often that you have performed for people who are very clearly not your own kind or even mortal. But the woman with the scar stands up and walks forward and simply takes Sophia's hand and just squeezes it once. Would you let me? I'll share this. I'll share this with others.
I'd be honored.
Seraph of the Link leans forward. I can't ask anything in return for what I did for Braum after hearing that. But I can say that something has caught my attention today, and that's that perhaps we have been in isolationists too long, if only for that reason. She reaches into her pocket and she pulls out, if you remember, Patches, the same kind of box that you saw way back when.
Mm-hmm.
This was returned to us. I'm to understand that you're to be thanked for it.
I don't really know whether thanks are in store.
Why not?
we were left in possession of it. And didn't. I hesitated to return it, not knowing its true provenance.
Well, if I had sent an ambassador, maybe you would have known. And then I did. And then you did. In my tribe, we understand the value of technology, and understand that embracing the Weaver is one way to lead her back into sanity, for us to be able to take on the worm. And as I understand it, those who are in touch with technology can always be counted on as friends, as long as they know what they're doing with the devices they hold. I recognize your weapon, because I know that we have contributed to it.
Really?
There are others of my tribe who may even be able to help you find out ways to restore it. Unfortunately, I don't have the time right now to find them, but perhaps you will one day. Tell Zister I said hello.
Happily.
You're all welcome at the Spark. Anytime. We'd love to have you.
We end our moots with revels. We chase down those who have decided to act against the interests of Gaia, and sometimes it becomes a bit unconventional. I don't suppose any of you brought any laptop computers. And at this, Alexandre just sighs and stands up. I'm going to have my own revel at this point. I'm not doing another LAN party. I don't... No. 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 I'm going to feel something die beneath my claws tonight. I'm not doing this. And then... And Serapha the Link just looks at him and narrows her eyes slightly, and he... and sits back down. Find Kaylee... Excuse me. Find Kaylee on your way out. And if you ever need to know more, feel free to return, as long as you announce your presence before you arrive.
I would like to carve, like, you know, Sophia singing and people celebrating. I'd like to carve a small, simple wolf, sort of seated with its head up as if howling.
Nice.
Carve what, where?
A little, out of like a, you know, a branch that I find lying around.
Want me to
A
conjure
little-
some wood for you?
Oh, I think Sophia can conjure wood really easily.
Wow!
Do that head. Okay, I have too.
Having a revelation
You tell
over here,
her.
guys.
Sorry.
I was waiting to-
Yeah, just a small little.
Craft, whittling.
Craft?
Go ahead.
Whittle.
Craft what? Dex?
It's small work, so yes, dexterity.
Cool.
Not that small.
All right.
Wow! We've been so good for the last hour and a half.
Oh god. Oh. Oh god.
I think I botched.
You
Oh, it
can't
just looks like a
Bofsocrat's roll, I don't think.
It just looks like a...
I sure hope
I
not.
have no idea.
Let me just check that. Maybe you can.
Unless it involves steady hand, in which case then it's just a non-success.
No, you
Really?
can totally botch those. It's Boggins that can't.
It just looks like.
Well, in that case, I won't give it to anyone.
I have it. Sorry to laugh so loud. Like, I have a. Never mind. Like, I just put it away. I haven't.
Unless I was inspired by you. I
Oh
don't know
yeah, maybe you were.
How your singing works.
They're inspirational.
So you craft the wolf,
Mm.
and it comes out beautifully. Who are you giving it to?
I don't know. I hadn't gotten that far in my thought process.
Well,
Guess I'm giving it to Kaylee.
We haven't
When
seen her
see
yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
are you just you're just gonna give it to Kaylee when you see her?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. So as you leave,
So, how does your inspiration thing work?
So if I'm like actively watching your
No,
your
you were
crafting,
probably busy singing.
then it's
Never mind. That's fine.
all right.
Feel like,
Reduces difficulty by 3 though. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
All
It is
right.
actually really good.
Okay, wasn't cheap. Let's use that merit, damn it.
so as you're walking through the forest, you hear footsteps coming up behind you. And then places her hand on Patch's shoulder and whirls her around. You taking something from our bond?
I didn't realize this.
She reaches out and takes the carving and then just crushes it in her hand.
How does that work?
Oh.
It
I mean, I don't know whether I consider
splinters.
my own work beautifully crafted. But
I mean, it was described as beautifully crafted.
Yep. This is going to count for you, Patches.
you're going to have to explain it, the system
Yeah, I don't have it here
surrounding
either.
that.
So you've hit a banality threshold, in other words?
Okay.
Your antithesis has been
Yeah.
triggered?
Yeah.
So what you're going to have to do
Yeah.
is you're going to have to roll your glamour at a difficulty of 8.
And success.
Okay. So you don't gain banality.
Okay.
Was that necessary? Places the mark?
No, I seem to have unintentionally stolen from them.
Of course, but you can apologize. Leave it behind.
Well, no,
I don't see why
stay
something you
behind.
created had to be destroyed in front of you in such a rude manner.
Let's just apologize for the misunderstanding and
I don't appreciate having things show up, push us around, and leave. So I warn you, all 3 of you, that the next time you even think about setting foot on my bond again, you're going to have to come up with a damn good reason why I don't chase you off. Whatever Seraph of the Link, Rhea, has decided.
we were invited, challenged, and are leaving.
Good. And then you hear rustling, and Sophia, a woman who you recognize from your dreams,
Ooh!
pops up.
Thought we were supposed to be repairing relationships between our kinds. And I turn and leave, walk.
You're here.
Whatever.
Oh,
You're here.
You're here.
Remember that she's wearing a coat with lights embedded in them?
I know you?
I'm infrared. I tried to get you to come over here. I can't believe it worked.
I'm sorry, who is this?
She was in my dream last night. Were you trying to communicate with us?
Yeah, I was. Kaylee wanted to find you, and she didn't know where you were, and I tried to ask for your phone number, and she doesn't know what a phone is, and I had to, try to make sure that next time she remembers that, so instead I tried to do it my way, and it looked like it kind of worked, because I got a hold of your brain patterns somehow, and I did send a spirit to project into you, and you're finally here.
I've been trying to get in contact with Kaylee for a while.
Kaylee doesn't know what a phone is, but she's hanging out with people that seem to be rather keen on technology.
Kaylee's catching up. Look, I'll take you to her. Just come on.
Yeah, like as we start walking, I guess
Should
away.
we say goodbye to everybody?
Not with that
We've already left.
treatment.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
You can go back.
places the mark. Don't mind her. She's
She's pissed because she got beaten.
she never takes losing challenges well, and I think it's just I think Peace Through Silver has it out for her. But when you're master of the challenge, you get to pick what's going on, and
She told us to leave.
She told us
The head
to
of
leave.
security told us to leave. Of course we're gonna leave. That's not rude. That's not being killed by an angry person.
I like to make the last rounds at a party before.
Great, you can
walk
go do
out.
that. She probably won't kill you.
they're on the revel. Now's probably not a good time. It's not rude. Don't worry. I don't even get to do the revel this time around.
Are you too young?
No, I'm supposed to be watching to make sure that nobody interferes with the moot.
The moot, a gathering.
Yeah,
A gathering.
that's where you
Oh,
just were.
Right. But I did not see you there. Oh, you were watching, of course.
Anyway, Kaylee's just over here. Fuck, where's Brendan? Hold on. Son of a... Yeah. No, I found them. I told you it worked. Suck my dick. Yeah. Yeah, alright. Lower quadrant. No, it's fine. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. And she just starts running through the woods.
Oh.
Are we supposed to follow her?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Here we go. I mean, we're going to try to keep pace, but
It's only about a minute before she stops, and she encounters a man standing there, and he's punching furiously at his phone, and he looks up. Brendan, where's Kaylee? And can you, find her, please? Just get her here now. Hurry up. Go. Come on. Hi. I'm Brendan. You must be Kaylee's friends. I understand.
It's lovely to meet you. Sophia, Braum, Patches.
My name's Focus and Light. All right. I'll just go get her. Just hold on. He runs off. Oh, don't mind him. He's new.
he is new to your kind or to this region?
Both.
Hmm.
And then it's hard to see in the light, but a very, very black wolf lopes through the trees towards you.
I think I've seen Kaylee's wolf form, so do I recognize her?
Yes.
Then I want to run over to her.
I haven't, so I'm thinking so. Okay.
I'm like, you know we're surrounded by werewolves.
Literally all wolves. Braum, get your shit together.
So she looks up as Sophia runs over.
want to sit down in front of her. I'm so happy to see you again, Kaylee.
She sits down, her tail wags, and then she looks over at the other two, and then she morphs her form slowly, gradually, until you see the same woman with blue streaked hair and a black turtleneck. You decided to come. I'm very pleased.
Actually been trying to get in touch with you, but we just didn't do a very good job of exchanging information.
I've been told that I need your number phone.
I will make sure you get that.
Okay. I've been informed that I am supposed to go with you. To live with you for a time?
Yes, I hope that's all right. We'll make sure you have everything that you need.
I'm pleased to do what my alpha commands.
Hope.
Are we to return now?
Yes. I suppose so. It doesn't really seem like we're very welcome anymore.
Was it because you made the warder angry?
That would be me, and yes.
You do not need to feel unwelcome.
We lost.
Exactly, Patches. I agree.
Some new friends of ours brought us here, and we didn't even get to thank them.
I'll take you to them. She's responsible for keeping this place safe from the worm. You're not of the worm, so...
Nope, that was established.
So you have no reason to fear. She steps through, and then you can see that various little black boxes with blinking lights are in some of the trees. And she ignores these as she passes through until she sees Charles, Hazabekeniot, and Layla, who are standing quietly off to the side. They're just setting up their revel. I don't understand it.
I'd like to go up to the three of them.
You beat someone in a challenge. A Fostern, even. A Fostern Arun. Well done. Even if you are blue.
Well, what can I say? Beat. I think... Well, it was necessary. For me and for us. There is something we need to do, and now I can do it. Many things, actually, but... Yes.
Yep. Well, good luck. It was nice to meet you. Layla just smiles. I got my deed name thanks to you three. I mean, it was because I made sure that you didn't die, but I got my deed name thanks to you three.
We're very grateful that you got that deed name.
Thank you.
Yes, I suppose steeped in blood or something might have been a bit... well, it wouldn't have been quite as good for us.
Slipped on the changeling fluids. Not a good one.
I agree.
Dances Beyond Death steps forward. I'm glad you found your friend. I'm glad you found you were looking for her, even if you don't have all the answers yet.
The three of you could not have crossed our paths at a better time, and we'll always be grateful for your help.
You
and for
did
bringing
something
us
for
here.
us. We'll do something for you. But it doesn't have to be a barter economy between our peoples. Sometimes it's good to just have friends. Even if not all of us recognize that. Even if not all of you recognize that.
I realize it seems to be a time of celebration tonight, but if you're staying in Montreal for a while, you're welcome to stay. We have extra room.
I try to stay under the stars as much as I can.
You do have a
Can't blame
large
you.
garden, but stay wherever you like.
You'll see me again, I'm sure of it. Don't be sad. It's just a new day.
It's just been a long day, I think.
Why don't you go and get some rest?
It's time we were home.
Kaylee doesn't understand very well how to use an Opus card. Is fascinated by the idea of getting onto a train that runs underground. Constantly looking around and tracking each light as it passes by the window of the subway car. It doesn't take very long to return to Atwater Station on the last metro available.
At what the hell?
And now you are back at the Spark.
I assume the three of us are gonna like collapse on a couch like simultaneously.
Pretty much.
Dash is gonna see who's here.
I
don't know.
It's
what
about
told us.
1:30 in the morning, so nobody is in the room currently.
I haven't told you guys shit.
Feels good to be back.
Yeah.
We must rest, but we have much to do, I think.
Patches, are you going to stay here or are you going to head home?
I'm gonna stay here, I think.
Kaylee, where would you like to sleep? Would you prefer to sleep in here or would you prefer to be out in the garden?
Do you not all sleep together?
No, we
We don't.
each have our own rooms.
Oh. Well, I'm here to learn.
But we
I'll
want
sleep
you to
in a
be
room.
comfortable.
You're welcome to sleep under the stars if you prefer. As you know, we have quite a large garden.
But I'm here to learn more about you. And you don't sleep under the stars, you sleep in beds. I'll sleep in a bed.
All right.
We'll get you one set up. I'm gonna head towards the guest rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are guest rooms that are already all set up.
Perfect.
Oh.
Do you need anything?
No,
Something to eat, a drink?
no. If you're going to sleep, then I'll sleep at the same time.
I think I'm ready for bed. How are you feeling, Braum?
Pretty good, actually. A little lighter.
We'll see how you sleep.
Yes, I suppose we will.
You
Gonna-
stay here for the night?
Yes.
You're gonna need to tell us if you have any dreams.
Of course. Yes,
I'm gonna
I'll.
do my best to figure out what they mean.
I will certainly keep you appraised of anything that's changed. I don't know what exactly was done. We have to take. Well, crap. Seraph of the Link at her word, I think.
Oh, of course.
But we will see. In the morning, I have to return to my other life, of course, but soon.
Fuck, tomorrow's Monday.
Yes, it's going to be an early one. Patches. Perhaps in the evening we can all reunite here at the Spark.
Yes.
We have many things to do.
I think a few people here that we need to talk to as well.
So everybody's
Okay.
going off to bed?
I'm actually going to stay in the common area until these two have gone to bed, and I am happy to like outwait them.
Patches is going to pour herself a drink. If Claude's not around, then she's going to have to go behind the bar and get it herself. But she isn't going to be Rudy around. She'll pour something really simple, just like straight whiskey or gin.
Sophia will grab a glass of wine actually to take upstairs with her.
And
Fuck it, we're all drinking.
Step outside and lean over the edge of the garden wall and smoke for probably half an hour or an hour.
It's a lot of smokes.
Yeah.
Woof.
Yeah.
Braum, what are you doing?
I'm just watching Patches being like, that's not going to feel good in the morning. I am going to, once she stepped out, once Sophia stepped out, once Kaylee's gone.
Kaylee just went into the room and that was it.
She's going to lie like this in the bed and like,
this
is this how you sleep?
Or she'll like curl up.
Curl up, yeah, exactly. I'm going to go and lightly knock on Kyoko's door. I know it's 1:30 in the morning. I feel kind of bad. But...
Braum, scandal! Where's the wine?
Oh, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Huh!
Kyoko's office or Kyoko's bedroom?
I guess Kyoko's office, because I would assume she's gaming at this hour.
Braum's learning.
Gotta spend those experience points on something.
The door opens up, and Kyoko is there. You can see that her knees are tucked up to her chin, and she's stretched her shirt, which just has it has a pixelated image of a brain in a jar connected by things, a really big brain, but it's an 8-bit kind of image. She has this shirt stretched over her legs, and she's got a controller that's just tucked just up under her chin. But when you come in, she puts it down and presses a button, and the screen goes black and just has the word pause written on it.
Wow. Good. I was going to ask if you needed a moment to get to the next level.
The next level?
Save point. You know.
It's a bit early for save points. I see that you've returned.
We have. I had to talk to you before I take a much-needed rest.
I tell you to pull up a chair, but I'm afraid that any piece of furniture I currently own would never be able to survive.
I'm just going to sit on the floor, then.
There's like a beanbag chair. It's pretty big.
Oh, the beanbag chair,
It's
of
quite
course.
comfortable.
With my knees like way too high up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna like try to get comfy on the beanbag chair again.
Oh, right there. You've got a sad face. with
Beanbag-
your
oh,
arms.
it's so. It's a good one. I don't actually. I don't actually know in what order to say all of these things, Kyoko, but Lady Kyoko, damn it.
You could try alphabetically. You could also try reverse
All right.
alphabetic. Or Cyrillic. I don't speak Russian.
Neither do I.
Well, then I imagine that you
I'd be-
shouldn't use that particular form of classification or organization at that point, as neither of us will be able to remember, understand, or process it.
No, that's very true. In fact, I think I would rather proceed rationally, but if I was going in reverse alphabetical order, I would have to start with T for thank you. Lady Kyoko, you... Oh boy. Lady Kyoko, you asked me to deliver a message. I did. You asked me to forgive you, to find forgiveness. And even after knowing everything. Sorry. Even after knowing everything that you did for me, I still don't see why I would need to forgive you. I hear tales of your bravery and cunning, Lady Kyoko. It doesn't surprise me that they exist. It only surprises me that you wouldn't have bragged about them.
Rabbits have no courage, Sir Braum. They're known for running away and proliferating themselves. It's the two things that we're only very, 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 very good at.
And yet I hear you neither ran away nor proliferated.
I must be a terrible bunny.
So, Lady Kyoko, I understand that for as long as I've known you in recent memory, I've treated you with distance as an acquaintance and now as a friend, but I need you to know that I think I'm beginning to understand how much you mean to me and meant to me, and will continue to do so in the future. And I know you don't handle sincerity very well, but thank you for being you and for doing what you have done.
I don't know about distance. Sir Braum, when do you believe you have been distant from me?
By treating you as anything less than the best of friends is to be distant.
We all made a promise not to speak of certain things because of the way that it was potentially going to hurt you. But I made a promise to somebody it was very important that no one forget Kay.
Thankfully, it seems that I've remembered.
If you were to have died, I can only imagine that that would have been what would occur, that eventually her name would not be spoken, her essence not passed on, her coat. Perhaps you'll remember where it is. But I made a promise to her that I never actually told her. And I kept it by making sure that you were never too far. There is no distance between us, Sir Braum. Since 10 years ago, there never has been. She needed you, and the world needed you. Because we still need a Braum. We all do. Somebody who does things because they should. Because it's what's done. I don't know anyone else like that. Perhaps I never will.
Someone who does things that needs to be done? I have a pretty good idea of someone like that. Oops, sorry. Lady Kyoko. Since you're so good at challenges. And I get out, I unfold myself in the beanbag chair and find a tabletop and put my arm up for an arm wrestle. If I win, you tell me something about you that I don't already know. If you win, I tell you where her coat is, and we go get it together. Roll initiative. She kicks you in the nuts. Let's go. What a sweetheart. Oh my god.
Her hand is so small compared to yours.
Oh! Don't crush it, Braum. Oh god! Try not to. He's so...
With whom? I'm so confused.
3,
Okay, when I find it.
2, 1. Go.
I push her arm down about halfway.
She has absolutely no way of winning this arm wrestling competition, I should point out.
Right.
Her equivalent strength is 2.
So I hit an invisible wall about halfway down, and I start to shake. Ah!
So, Braum,
Yes. Ah!
I've never known you to quit.
Ah! You can't win every fight, Lady Kyoko. Ah!
And then she pushes, like, as hard as she can, which is not at all just pushing, and you can see that her ears flatten against her head as she just strains as hard as she can. There's some secrets I have to keep from you, Sir Braum. I can't lose this.
I understand. It's... I wouldn't want you to have to give up more than you need to. Ah! I can't believe I'm being beaten by a bunny. Ah.
And then, I mean, are you letting her win at this point?
Yes, 100%. Oh, yeah.
And when she slams your knuckles against the table, she sits back and she looks up at you. You owe me an answer.
The Sept Elder of the Garou. She freed me, I believe. She returned to me a memory that I was not supposed to lose.
I didn't know that any quadrupeds would ever keep their word.
Well, they're not all bad, that's for sure.
So you remembered her. All I wanted was to not let that go away.
And here it is. Oh. Lady Kyoko, I know where it is. And I want you to be with me when I go there.
Why?
I don't understand.
I'm willing to bet that some of your friends would know. But honestly, I can't stand the sight of you. And knowing that you want me to walk beside you just sickens me. I feel this dread in my stomach when I see you walk into a room knowing that I should be telling you everything. about how I feel about Kay, about you. But I beat you, and so some secrets will never, ever, ever be revealed. That's just your fault.
It is. I obviously was very weary from my travels. You've been well rested and well prepared.
Did you lose because you didn't want to hear it?
No, Lady Kyoko. I wanted to give myself some incentive to try to win as well. But I know that if you have secrets about yourself that you want to tell me, that you will. I know this.
I'm very good at making sure that I get what I want. Have you ever played this game before?
Pause? No, I don't believe I have.
You did. You have for a decade. And now you don't have to play that game anymore. You get to move on with your life. New adventures. New people to save.
Lady Kyoko, I only want to move forward with those that I know and trust and love.
Where's the coat, Braum?
With Kay's niece. She told me where, approximately, she would be.
That's where
young
the
woman.
coat's supposed to end up. That's not where the coat is.
Perhaps if it is meant to end up there, then that is where it is now.
No. Which means that you can't deliver on what you promised me. But I bet you know where it is. Why don't you sleep on it? And maybe you'll remember. And in the meantime, you can think about how you're going to make it up to me that you couldn't deliver.
Sorry. Stop.
Sorry, that was pretty
I
funny.
just like, oh, word.
Well, I suppose I'll try to get you your coffee in the morning before you get up, then. That'll be a nice surprise, if I don't tell you about it.
See that you
Okay.
do.
Lady Kyoko, I'm sorry.
For what?
To put it lightly, for being a bit dense.
One day, one of us will be able to say something. Who knows? Maybe it'll even be you. Go to sleep, bro. Because anything else that you have to say, I want to know that it comes from a position of strength, not fatigue. I never want you to ever give in to me again.
I take a step toward the door and then turn around and then move towards her and wrap her up in a big hug, if she'll let me. I know she's only wearing a shirt, so...
It's a long shirt.
Yeah, it's fine.
What kind of a hug are you wrapping her up in?
What do you... There's only one kind of hug, John. What do you mean?
Where is it
No.
on the romance scale?
No, that's not true. There's not one kind of hug.
That is true.
Where are your hands, Braum?
My
Where are
hips are not back. Let me put it that way. Is that weird? Is that a weird way to put it?
Your
That's a weird way
hips
to
are in, like they're
Well, the way you hug... Yeah.
pressing in,
Yeah.
doing like a thrust hug.
No, Elizabeth!
No, he's not doing an awkward, like, I don't want to get gross.
God damn it!
How long do you
Ignore,
linger? Do you
ignore
do the like
peanut gallery. Answer the storyteller.
half a hair sniff? We need to know.
Hashtag happens Harrison. Let's just... I think Braum is like very... Like, it's a hug that he's like very seriously considering kissing her on the cheek, but he's like trying not to.
All right. I need you to roll me your perception, empathy.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Difficulty is going to be 8.
my pool is 7 in these instances.
Fail.
Not bad.
Not much.
She hugs you back.
And it isn't weird.
Okay.
Go to sleep.
I go.
All right. Sophia,
Hmm.
you're settled in. Wine is almost finished.
Yep.
And then you hear the doorbell.
Ooh.
Like a big chiming doorbell.
Ding, 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 ding.
I feel like
I'm gonna go
beautiful.
answer the doorbell. The door.
Kyoko is standing in a shirt that has Mother Brain just on it. And nothing else.
Hi, Kyoko.
You ever been so sure of something in your entire life that you know you'll never be able to figure it out?
What?
No.
I get that response a lot.
Sorry. It's been a long day. I'm sure I'm not operating at 100%.
Where's Patches?
I think she's outside in the gardens.
I hate to ask of you, Lady Sophia, but could you ask her to come up here, please?
Of course.
And
Right here.
and she wanders forward and just sits down on a couch, just sitting, and then just sort of that 1,000-yard stare.
Can I get you some water, or I can bring you up a drink?
I'm not sure that Patches would appreciate being referred to as a drink.
Manhattan it is. And I leave. Gonna go get Patches.
You find, like, you come up on Patches staring at her phone. Just staring at it.
Hi, Patches. Kyoko would like to talk to us.
Kip?
He's upstairs. I'm just gonna go and quickly fix Kyoko a drink.
Patches, are you doing anything before you go up?
Pitch my cigarette and head back inside.
Ow! Falls 13 stories.
Yeah, it does.
Ah!
It's
My body!
light, so we'll get pushed about by the
My
wind.
baby!
It's 1:30.
Yeah, it's like 1:30 in the morning right now.
Yeah.
To go out for any late night strolls with your
Okay.
children.
We've had, as we're going up to her, we've had a long day.
Mm-hmm.
I probably shouldn't be writing any messages tonight.
Who are you gonna write a message to? Oh. Who? Oh.
Oh.
Patches.
Save it for tomorrow.
Sleep on it.
Cool.
For what it's worth, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to know Charles a little better. We killed a vampire together. It was nice. We're just like in the
Over the
elevator.
battlefield.
When the doors open and
Yeah.
you walk in, Kyoko hasn't really moved from her position.
Might be a bit much to handle.
We'll see. Here you go, Kyoko.
She takes it and she takes one very tiny little sip and then puts it down on her knee.
Seat Patches.
I sit.
I'm going to perch one of my seats as well.
Sometimes I think that I am either the stupidest thing in the entire universe, or perhaps Braum is.
I think it's safe to say that Braum sometimes doesn't notice things that seem very obvious to other people.
What's up?
I'm afraid that all I really needed from you was just to not be alone for the next 5 minutes.
Of course.
Sure.
Stay as long as you need, Kyoko. We're here for you. You can talk or not talk. Whatever you want.
You could.
Let's talk about what you were going to do before you decided to come over here. Were you going to go to sleep?
No. Well, eventually. I mean, sleep is important. Yes.
What did I interrupt?
My 5th cigarette in a row, which is probably a good thing to have interrupted. I was making up for lost time, which is a bit foolish.
Were you doing anything else?
I was considering checking in on someone. I've, myself included, today has seen the near death of far too many people. And the actual death of at least one.
What's your willpower, Patches?
Thank.
Cool.
Just,
3 questions. Excellent.
oh.
Oh shit.
So I have to answer 3 questions truthfully?
Yes. You can
Cool.
spend willpower to resist the effect, but
Nah,
it's 1 per question.
That's cool.
Oh, 1 per. Sorry.
Who were you thinking of texting?
You, Granville.
I don't know if it's necessarily such a bad thing to not want to be alone after a hard day. Why don't you? That's not one of the questions.
Yeah. I wasn't looking to arrange a meeting.
I don't think I was talking about potentially going over there to see him. Sometimes distance isn't about physical proximity.
I also would hope not to wake him.
Granville's a Fiona. Anybody who texts him in the middle of the night because they're feeling lonely is probably going to just energize him for the rest of the day.
Would not be my intent.
I mean, if you want to just keep things casual, I'm sure that's fine.
What we saw in
That's whatever
Braum's
you want.
dreams, I never wanted to know that much about anyone's personal life. I respect people's privacy and I want to have my own, and I don't like the public nature
Of dating a duke.
who wants to not be secretive, which I get.
Have you tried telling him that?
See. Crazy dream cycle adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Teleportation to Quebec City.
Absolutely.
Saving the Duchess.
A classic.
Almost getting murdered by a werewolf. You almost getting
Sounds
eaten by
like
a vampire.
The typical.
Braum almost
day of
getting
the-
ripped apart by a werewolf, you know?
It's been quite a trip.
It's quite a story. Sorry that you missed out on it, Kyoko, but maybe you too would have been at risk of death, and maybe your luck wouldn't have been so good. So perhaps I'm going to say I'm glad you were here.
It's alright, it's just as well that I wasn't there. I have a congenital heart defect.
Don't want to excite you too much then.
Kyoko, Patches. Oof. Patches, I was thinking that it would be a very good idea to see Duke Granville.
Keep him up to date.
He should know what happened
Absolutely.
with Duchess Eloise, and he might need to take extra precautions.
For sure.
Would you be interested in coming along?
Sure.
Great.
It's decided then.
I appreciate
Nice.
this.
Anything else, Kyoko? Anything else we can help with? You want to know secret to...
If I had a Duke Granville at the moment, maybe it is late, and when it's late, I tend to make mistakes. I never play ranked after midnight.
I don't
Perhaps
know
that's
what
a
that
wise
means.
choice.
She stands up.
No,
You know, Patches,
Mhm.
let me tell you something that I've learned, which I'm sure, absolutely sure that you've never heard before. But you have a right to be happy. And you don't have to worry necessarily about making everyone else happy at the same time. And if something would make you happy, other people can make their own decisions as to whether they want to follow you or not. But if you never give them the chance, you won't be happy, and they'll never know.
Putting your own happiness first. Kyoko, you give some fantastic
I don't want to be in the
advice.
elevator with you. You're going to have to take the next one, and I'm going to, like, duck past her and hop into the elevator.
Okay.
Night, Patches.
Was it something I said?
I think it hit a little close to home.
Of the game.
And I'm wondering how you feel about taking your own advice every so often.
What advice? Patches, where are you headed?
Tempted to, when I get back down to the 13th floor, to lean there with the elevator being held, but...
You're a knocker. You could probably just break the elevator.
Yeah, but after like 30 seconds, I'm just gonna let it go. Hope that Kyoko and Sophia figure out their stuff on their own. Gonna sit on the couches.
Okay.
Have a think.
Sophia, are you all right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I an idiot?
No. You're not an idiot. You're a martyr. Just like Braum.
I can't be a martyr. Lady Sophia, I'm not dead. Oh no. Perhaps I'm a ghost.
You have been suffering in silence.
Is that why everyone sees right through me?
Not everyone.
Oh. Perhaps Braum isn't a ghostbuster.
Perhaps not.
Perhaps bustin' doesn't make him feel good.
Perhaps not.
I'm just kidding.
Wait, mute yourself first.
Walk away. I walk away.
Sophia, would you mind very much if I just stayed here on your couch tonight?
Not at all.
I just don't want to make any more mistakes.
I agree wholeheartedly with that plan. Everyone is tired and everyone needs sleep. And if you want to cuddle in my bed, you can, but it would just be cuddling.
Very respectful of you.
I don't like being anyone's consolation prize. And I say that with love.
And Kyoko stands up and walks over to Sophia and places one hand on either side of her cheeks. And this is more bold than she ever was before with you. Of course, back then you didn't know her title. And you were never a consolation prize. Ever. You were something... a force. To remind me that I perhaps don't have to live my entire life revolving around one person. And if that one person decides to do whatever he chooses, as is his ultimate right, then know that you at least made me realize that there's more to my life than just that. Do you prefer to be the big spoon or the little one?
I'm always the little spoon.
So she
That's really sweet.
wordlessly heads into your shower as if she knows, makes herself as clean as she can, and she falls asleep only moments after she crawls into bed. Braum,
Yes.
5'8".
you have a dream.
Fire, brimstone. Yes, I'm ready.
If I die before my time, you're most likely to be the one who will recover my coat.
Yes, that makes sense.
Right. So if I can't be the one to pass this along, I need you to do me one last favor.
Name it.
Find my niece Lauren. She lives in St. John's, but you'll probably find her a few clicks out, along the ocean. She's a surfer.
I imagine it would be awfully cold out there for that.
It is. I'll always love the cold. Anyway, this thing's made of strong stuff. You won't hurt it. And hey, if you need to smuggle it anywhere, you could, I don't know, swallow it. It would survive in your stomach.
I imagine my stomach wouldn't be very cold.
Good point. Is there anything I need to do for you?
Sorry.
You good?
It's perfect.
You good?
Sorry.
Scott, I want you to roll me. Do you have enigmas?
Yes. Well, yes. I have Jack of all
You
trades.
have your one illusory dot.
You better believe it, buddy.
I want you to roll me intelligence enigmas. Difficulty is 7.
John,
Yes.
may I spend a point of willpower on this roll?
You may.
Oh, I was hoping you'd botch.
That would be
I think I
fucking
dreamt,
magnificent if I
and
did.
I think I should go to a casino.
I'm getting rich on coat money.
I'm feeling hot tonight.
Well, I got one success.
With one success, I will tell you
Okay.
that if you figure it out, this memory will let you know where the coat is.
Okay.
You currently, all three of you actually at this point, so you can drag him into this. You have everything you need in order to find the code.
Cool.
Okay.
Patches,
Mm-hmm.
when you wake up, you feel refreshed. Regain 1 point of glamour, 1 point of willpower. Sophia, when you wake up, you feel refreshed. Regain all your willpower. And one glamour.
Oh, from...
Kyoko is not next to you when you wake up, but there's a handwritten note on your pillow. You suck. Braum, you regain 1 willpower, but you wake up alone.
Is that really necessary?
That was amazing.
Super necessary.
Now, the three of you are next going to meet in the evening.
Yeah, I felt like Monday, like, we're working.
Mhm.
I assume you're going. I'm
Mhm.
going for sure. Don't know about Mademoiselle over here, what you do with your day.
I want to go get me some glamour.
Oh boy. But yes, we're going to meet up in the evening.
It's now the evening. Claude is behind the bar. And Sophia, Patches, and Braum are in the exhaust.
Good. Would you prefer I keep a private stock so that I don't end up going behind your bar when you're not around?
Wait, you were behind my bar?
Why?
Yeah, I mean we can fill you in on the full details, but we had quite a day yesterday and I was in want of a drink. So, would you rather I keep some?
I would rather that you find me, shake me awake, and tell me to make you a drink. Because I don't believe you would even know how to pour a drink.
Burn.
I don't consider you that subservient. I wouldn't want to wake you every time I felt like a drink.
So you see, if you were to consider me subservient, you would walk behind my bar whenever you wanted to take a drink. If you were to
All right, if
respect the fact that I am a bartender,
Then
you would
I will
wake my
you
ass up.
Great.
Just going to regret that at 3 a.m.
And how are you? the radiance that is the only reason why I'm not destroying Patches right now.
I slept better than I have in a while. It was an interesting trip, and we'll need to, I think, fill you in on everything that happened. A lot happened. How have you been, Claude?
Last night I woke up in a ditch.
What?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Sir Braum?
Yes. I'm sorry, yes. Yes. I've just been thinking. But yes, I'm fine, Claude.
And therefore, I am everything I could ever hope for. I made salmon. And he lays 3 plates out onto the bar and heads into the kitchen.
You wanted to meet with the Duke?
Us. Tomorrow?
See if he's available.
I think that would be a good idea. I assume you mean to tell him of the possible
Update him
threat
on
to us,
everything
yes.
that happened. Would you like to call Jonas, or should I?
Go for it.
An appointment is made for the following day.
Beep. Are you alright with missing more work?
Yeah. I can get it done whenever.
Something eating you, Patches? Bothering you? What are you laughing at?
It's Liz, it's not Sophia.
Oh, so Lady Sophia's just like,
Sophia just
I don't, what's the problem?
does not react well. What? What? Everyone was thinking it. I was
Everyone
thinking
was
it.
thinking it. Something the matter?
Just wondering what our next step is. Where do we go from here? Do we chase down the last threads of your memories? Do we?
Well, it's all connected, isn't it? It
Yeah.
must be.
But even our friends from last night weren't able to find it. They've been looking. Wherever it's been hidden, it's hidden well, which hopefully bodes well. But we have to figure out how to turn it off.
As long as it exists, it's a threat. And it needs to be destroyed. I think we all understand that.
Speaking with the Duke will be the first step in making sure our enemies don't draw closer, but you're right. We must continue our journey to find and disarm, or disarm the rocket. I know where I am to bring Kay's coat. I had when the weight.
Have it?
It's, you know that feeling? It's on the tip of your tongue. It's at the tip of my brain.
Oh.
I just need some time to think what I may have done with it when I would have last had it.
What would you do with it if you had it now?
I would keep it safe. I would lock it up. I would hide it. I would keep it near me.
Braum, we can go
Find
back
that
into
place.
your dreams now that Rick is gone.
Oh, shit.
Maybe something new would reveal itself.
Oh, shit. That's true.
There wasn't a coat with that ancient whiskey, was there?
You'd have to ask Claude. I don't think so.
Have any other?
Do you want to hear the memory one more time?
I mean, if he ever tells me what's in the memory, I know what I'm going to say.
So, yes.
So
If you don't mind, yeah.
you're
This is you
recounting it?
Yes, I'm going to
Right.
recount it in these voices, though. If you don't mind, John.
If I die before my time, you're most likely to be the one who will recover my coat.
Yes, that makes sense.
Right. So if I can't be the one to pass this along, I need you to do me one last favor.
Name it.
Find my niece Lauren. She lives in St. John's, but you'll probably find her a few clicks out, along the ocean. She's a surfer.
I imagine it would be awfully cold out there for that.
It is. I'll always love the cold. Anyway, this thing's made of strong stuff. You won't hurt it. And hey, if you need to smuggle it anywhere, you could, I don't know, swallow it. It would survive in your stomach.
I imagine my stomach wouldn't be very cold.
Good point. Is there anything I need to do for you?
And that's it.
So
Can I roll on that? Can I roll a dream interpretation or something?
Did he swallow it?
Yeah, you can roll. It's going to be harder for you though. It'll be difficulty 8.
Okay, what would
I think that's a
what
great
kind of roll
question,
would
though.
that be? Perception?
That is intelligence enigmas. And if you don't have enigmas, you can't make the roll.
I have enigmas. Diff
Oh,
8?
nice work, guys. Why did everyone buy enigmas? That's so
Ah.
funny.
Nothing. Boo earns.
Cancelled out.
Lol.
Did he swallow it?
I'm going to assume no. And if I did...
Like open my pocket knife?
Oh, Patches,
What?
Let's
are
not.
you doing?
let's not do this right now.
Just figured I'd lighten the mood.
Hmm.
But seriously,
If it can be swallowed, then it must be small enough to be swallowed.
So,
That's
Braum,
clue enough. Yes,
just so that you know,
hit me up.
very specifically, you didn't have the information until I unlocked this memory for you.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think in the sense that like the info from this memory might impact other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So, St. John's, Newfoundland? Or St. Jean, how Anglophones refer to it in
Yeah.
Montclair? I mean,
I don't think
I
out
think
there.
she's on the coast,
technically it's
Right.
coast, but yeah.
but a surfer's coast.
Ron?
No, we needn't go. If I know myself, I would have taken it. I would have it.
Oh, you're so close.
John,
Mm-hmm.
well, this is the problem, right? Like, I don't, I don't want to be like, John, does Braum have like a small lockbox where he would have kept so-and-so? Like,
Okay, so here are the hints that I'll give you, and
But
I'll let the
go-
chat help you if they can.
I'm with Aragorn on this.
I'll tell you that no one in the chat necessarily, I haven't told anybody, not Aragorn, not Capdaff, not anybody, about where the code is. You now could figure it out, which means it does not rely on you having a thing that previously you've never heard of. So like, there isn't like a locker that Braum would have always forgotten.
Right.
But you have all the information that you need. You just have to be able to piece it together. It does involve a slight leap, but only a slight one in logic. But I would urge you to pay attention to the conversation that they had.
And when we're talking coat, is it physically a coat? Because now Aragorn's saying like things that she would have never gone without that were small enough to swallow. Could that have represented her coat?
A coat is something that she would be able to wear. It could be like a sweatshirt. It could be like an overcoat. It could be, but it is something that a human person should be able to wear.
So it couldn't have been like a pendant or a piece of jewelry. It has
No,
to be.
it is an actual article of clothing that can be worn.
Okay.
So, something strong.
All silky
Could
coats
it
are.
be
Okay.
with your sword that Zeron has? Could it be an old suit of armor that you have stored? Could it be lining something that would be kept safe? Be it a scabbard, a cloak, your car seat.
That would be pretty funny.
Your stomach.
If
Hmm.
I'm going to give you one last hint.
Give me a.
If Kay were to perish and Braum had access to her sealskin, he would probably want to honor her if he needed to hide it. Honor her wishes or her wants. But that would be significant.
Somewhere cold.
Yep.
Do you guys have like a secret location that's really cold that you love? Maybe where you had some exy times, good times.
Sorry.
I mean, doesn't that sort of have an ice-related name? Or could it be where we found sister? I don't know. Somewhere cold, somewhere with water.
That place where we saw, I can't tell if I'm Liz or Sophia right now.
It's all good. I think it's a little bit of both.
That memory that we went through where you guys were there was like a waterfall. Where was that?
Fountain?
Alaska.
No, because there was a waterfall one and there was the fountain one. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was Alaska.
Yes.
All right, get your coats.
Get your muckle.
No, it's. I can tell you that when I say that Braum could figure out where it is, I mean exactly where it is.
Mm-hmm.
So just saying it could be in Alaska,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go
Not
to
so-
Alaska.
Not
Like,
so useful. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
no,
very
for sure.
specific location where this sealskin is.
Let's go to your shower, Braum.
It doesn't make sense.
It's
Like,
behind the toilet.
That doesn't make sense.
In the toilet tank.
It's in the toilet tank
No, look,
next to your
Yeah.
drugs
I-
and your
Yeah.
emergency money.
I'm gonna just talk out loud here when I say the only things I can think of that would, like, we talk about honoring something.
Mhm.
To wear it or to make it a battle standard would be a one way that, like, a troll anyway would honor something like that.
It's the bath mat. It's a towel.
It's
for
a
wiping of stuff.
Bath mat. Sorry.
Okay, if I die before my time, you're most likely going to be the one who will recover my coat. So, right. So
If I can be Linda's, I need you to do me one last favor.
Because I have access to it because it's, like, private.
your stomach,
No,
your ice.
no, because it's because it's private, right? Or because
my niece
I was
lives in
next
St.
to her,
John's. She
yeah.
finally clicks out along the ocean. She's a surfer.
But then Kyoko just said that Lauren does not. Nice, Captain Dab.
Hey.
Kyoko says anyway that Lauren wouldn't have it. Wouldn't have it at this moment. I'll always love the cold.
What's the name of your current sword and what's the name of Zeron's sword?
Zeron's sword is Whisper. My current sword.
You suck. Oh my god,
God.
it's amazing.
Sorry.
Oh,
My current sword is named Frostbite,
Mhm.
but it's a sword. Do you know what I mean?
Do
Like,
you not have a scabbard?
I mean, I
It's
guess
a big ass sword.
it's true.
in your scabbard, stuffed at the bottom.
Can you? If I was just fucking carrying something, or like, would I not know?
No, Braum doesn't know anything.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
a
I
commanding point.
guess I don't know. It won't hurt it. Yeah, swallow it. Survive me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but little one is like way more recent. Oh, my stomach wouldn't be very cold. I always heard would.
No, wouldn't.
Oh.
So that's why we're thinking that he wouldn't have swallowed it.
I
because
thought
he's
he was
saying it
being
wouldn't be
weird
very
and
cold.
saying it would be, and
certainly
I didn't
isn't
understand.
very
I was
weird,
like,
but
Braum, you're weird. But that makes sense.
He is weird.
Okay, that.
if we're looking for a definitive answer in the next couple minutes, might not happen.
Might not, but
No.
you have a few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I see your scabbard?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Please
let's
buy me dinner first.
yeah, let's cut this shit open. No, that's a good. Yeah, the coat that I just received was made for me, so that's not useful, right? So I'll pass you the scabbard for frostbite. What? Whoa! Frostbite.
Perception melee.
Perception.
my
Nada.
pool for that would
Perception
actually
minus
be great.
1. So is that one less die?
Or plus one.
Yes, it's one less die.
Oh, bye, Dan.
2 successes.
Wow.
Nice.
There is nothing special about this scabbard.
Okay. Cold.
Aragorn, I agree. You'd think, right?
No, it's rattling around in his sock drawer,
Oh.
right next to his 2 wedding rings.
Well, one wedding
So
token and one
cold.
wedding ring. Let's be real here.
Yeah. So this conversation means something.
Mhm.
Come on, cold. But we
Oh my
know.
god, I wrote down quotes from it. I only wrote down 2. Amazing.
And yeah, sure, as Chaz suggesting, I will examine his sword if he lets me.
No, don't touch it. No.
Getting even further into the inappropriate
Yeah.
territory.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Aragorn, good question.
It's Final Jeopardy. What would he have told Kay
He has a
About
furry
what-
handle.
she should do if he dies first? I mean, that's a fabulous question. Like, I think I'm trying to feel like it's a leading question, but I don't know. I think he would have, not to be rude, but I think he would have said, like, make sure my kids are okay. Like, not to be super rude about it, but
You
like,
outcast, the kids aren't all right.
wow.
Offspring.
Offspring.
Outcast, what the hell am I saying? Offspring.
But also, what else? Yeah, he would have said, take care of my weapon. You know.
What is Toronto? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Are you Watson?
It's
Sorry.
amazing. 6 question marks on it? That's so funny. I have to.
That's how Watson lost ultimately.
Oh my
It was
God.
about an American airport
Oh, okay.
and ended up with what is Toronto, with a bunch
Toronto?
of question marks. Sorry, I just had to. We played the music.
Yeah. I'm now getting a bit too, like, the leap that I'm making I think is a bit too far, but I'm thinking about now, like, Lauren, the niece, who is a surfer, right? Because then that, like, surfer thing could apply beyond the idea of being, like, an actual surfer off the coast of Newfoundland, you know, could apply to the web, but that doesn't help us here.
All right.
I don't remember all your memories. Sorry, bro.
No.
You don't need all the memories. You need the one that I played.
Great. You ate it. It's with the niece.
No, I like, that would be amazing. Yeah, Aragorn, absolutely. But
I would urge you not to throw anything out too quickly. Remember that Braum has a lot of things that he doesn't remember.
Yep.
Right.
But now I kind of don't want to let this session end until you figured it out.
Oh,
'cause
good lord.
everyone's
Cut
just gonna-
him open. I can, like, heal really fast like an Exalted, right, John? Oh, why didn't you tell me before?
So I examine his sword. I mean, is there anything significant to Braum that has to do with Saint Jean Road? I mean, the facility was past that.
Yeah, it was out.
Yeah,
Sarah Gwen, go on.
It would be
Yeah,
too
they-
big for him to embed it into his skin.
Unless it is my, and then I start peeling off my
Yeah.
whole skin.
what
pretty
about
baller.
those two, like, coats? I mean, I don't know where they were stored. That probably wasn't very cold. But the things that you brought back from Quebec City.
The tunics. Yeah.
And one of them was Kyoko's.
Well,
the
I
other was
think,
his,
yeah, I
right?
think we're to it, yeah. And then that scabbard, which we
Mhm.
don't know exactly what that is.
Was there a scabbard with it?
There was inlaid
I
with
examine
gold and
that
silver.
scabbard?
I will send you to my room to go and have a look at it.
Did
Absolutely.
you leave it all the way there in Quebec City?
Oh no, like
Oh, good God.
my like the room where I
Great.
slept. I just brought everything.
I'm examining all of his scabbards.
How many scabbards do you own, buddy? Aragwen,
Zeron.
Aragwen, work with
Hey,
me
buddy.
here. I wanna call up, like, you know, important, because as I can see it, either a location or an object, right? Like a location where you would hide something, which, you know, we wouldn't have to look at other memories then, right? Or the actual place. So not a location far from here, but an object on which or in which you would hide another thing, right?
Is there a fridge here? I mean,
There is, but like,
is it
Why would it
weighted
be?
under a stone in the bottom of our pond? Is it
oh shit, little like Lady of the Lake action.
right?
He's so baller. Actually, it is. I mean,
know,
it
swallow
is
it.
water.
It'd survive in your stomach. Am I cutting Braum open or not?
No,
Like,
please, good lord, don't do it.
Don't hurt it.
Oh boy.
It's too big to be an egg. What other part of a body is cold?
Ah! My. Oh boy. Well, Aragwen, all my dad jokes are for
Hands?
naught.
Cold hands, cold feet.
Cold heart. Cold feet is pretty good, actually. I like
Chee,
that.
cold
Oh,
heart.
fuck my feet! Ah!
You're hurt.
Cold. Okay. All right. Okay. Johnny V.
Hmm.
I don't think Braum's changed his shoes in like a decade. Like his boots.
Did I reference shoes or boots at any time?
No, we're talking cold feet here as a. But that's like a bit of a rude joke, I guess. But hey, get out of there!
Let's just cut him open and have
Guys.
it done.
It's clearly not inside my body. Okay, I mean, if it is, how the
I
fuck
feel
are we
like
gonna
Braum
do
would 100% swallow it. She said you could, like, I don't know, swallow it.
that? Yeah, right.
Should I cast Awaken on you and give you diarrhea so you poop it out? Like, are we gonna do this right
John,
now?
GM ruling, can she do that? Sorry.
I would say that.
Sorry, Kay.
Okay. I'd say that you should start listening to the chat more.
Yeah. Oh, I love these guys.
Got period with it. Little one's egg. Pants and boots. Hasn't showered. Clothes.
I mean, I'm with
Let's look at your clothes.
Aragwen here.
Yeah. Great. What are all your clothes?
No, it's like
Yeah, maybe it's in little one.
that's.
But like
rid-
little one is
That was
a year
like
old.
yeah, exactly. Like we didn't have access to little one
is
10
even
years
a
ago.
year old.
Little
chat
one
is
is
saying
not
cut
a
'em open.
year old.
You okay.
No, little one's less than a year old,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
she was
little
like,
one is less than a year old. So John, if
6
you're retconning
months.
and saying she's 10 years old,
Ooh.
that is contrary to what you've told us.
Or like the size of little one was small. Like it looked as
Yes,
if.
little one is small and little one is young, but if you think about little one for a second,
Ooh.
Her mom? Because what's his sister's been obsessed with her mom? So he fed it to her mom?
Hang on.
We kept her in the basement?
We were keeping little one somewhere that must have been cool.
Well, why don't we
Doesn't really
why
help
don't we go down to the dungeon and look?
Sure.
I mean, little one's
Around.
not there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you were closer a little earlier on.
Oh boy.
In fact, I'll say that Kate basically said what the answer was.
Her mom. So it's with little one's mom.
Yeah, but
Or little one,
Shit,
who
dude.
is somehow...
No, it must be little one's mom. It can't be in little one.
Because sisters or sister.
put this somewhere cold. Okay, I'm gonna shove it down Dragon's throat. Like, oh. Shit doesn't make sense.
Oh my god! All right. Have fun cutting open a dragon.
Need
No,
to
but we
find
don't
its
have
mother.
it.
Keep
No.
this one safe.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
That was from sister.
Say that again, Kate, because you got cut off a little bit.
Need to find its mother. Keep this one safe. That
Sister's
was the
note to us.
message from sister.
Well,
The dragon's skin was cracked under its belly.
No, it can't be in little one.
I mean, Crosshair has a good point.
Yeah, but it's apparently big enough to be a coat.
Oh yeah, right. So it wouldn't be like a sweet cape. Sorry, that'd be really cute.
It could be a cape. A cape is a apparel of clothing.
No, for sure, but I just mean
Yeah.
like little one doesn't have a cute cape that I'm aware of. Although that would be amazing. Well, at any rate, I suppose we might as well check out the pile of scraps the little one was sleeping on.
All right. So you
in
go
the
down to the
basement.
dungeon?
That's
Yeah.
where I'm headed.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. The keypad sits in front of you.
Go for it.
Access to the dungeon, please. This is Braum and Patches and the lady Sophia.
Bloop.
Oh.
One user not detected.
Packers.
And the door opens up.
Womp, womp. We're
Check
walking
out her cell.
down to her cell, but it's very dramatic the way that we're walking. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going. Sorry. From my recollection, little one was kind of when we first encountered little one. She was kind of hooked up to a computer. Had some diagnostic tests, and there was milk that we were
And then little...
feeding
And a
her
nest.
in a
Yes,
nest.
yeah,
Yeah,
a nest.
okay.
Yeah, so we'll case the joint.
Let's case the joint.
And we'll tear it apart. We'll
Fucking rip it up. Sorry.
In sifting through the nest and the rags that are there, most of it is made of old blankets. There's a duvet that has been torn open and several feathers have been pouring out of it. So there's goose down lining this area as well. And then just under that, you pull up something that feels somewhat leathery, but light, as if it would repel all water against it. And when you shake it clean and see it and smooth it out, just a simple jacket. And even though it has been kept very cool for a very long period of time, Braum still recognizes the smell.
Aw. Smells like dragon pee-pee.
Full ice crystals on.
Is that it, Braum?
Yes. Yes, this is hers. I can't believe I decided to put it here. You'd think I would have left myself a note.
Well, we found it, and that's what matters, right? Now what do we do? Do we go to St. John's?
That would be to pass this along.
Mm-hmm. Isn't
Go
that the point? Mm-hmm.
Whatever the next step is, you have an appointment with Granville in the morning. You have a jacket in your possession.
One jacket.
And you have allies? Question mark? But I will say that it probably isn't a good idea to put someone on a mattress when they're not quite sure you're not supposed to open it up and crawl inside.
Ah, my love. Kaylee, my love.
Didn't direct her how to sleep in the bed.
We have some experience, some hard-earned experience for this session to hand out.
That's one way to put it. That's
Play of the game and your questions coming up on my fancy corner in just a moment.
a Kung Fu Fitness. Hey, Kate, what you reading?
Yeah.
Trying
Kung
to
Fu.
find my notes.
Oh,
Yeah, I would say the fact that Braum didn't die fighting a werewolf was pretty damn impressive. And the fact that we all didn't die in a frenzy. That was good.
so that's positive.
That's play of the game, that's survival of the game. Could have died.
Didn't die. of the
Didn't
game.
die.
Well,
Braum Solo's a werewolf.
I mean, actually, the like, isn't Braum an idiot? Chant sash, really. That's the winner.
Which
for
one?
me.
No offense.
Ouch.
We can put the cuddle sesh in there. Yeah, definitely. Patches smoking 5 cigarettes and almost drunk texting the Duke.
Oh, it would have been pretty straightforward.
You up?
No. It would've been
Oh,
like,
oh no.
A lot of people I care about almost died today. Hope you had a quiet
up?
day.
Hope yours was good. Bye.
Buys.
Well,
Wanna foot?
shit, yuck.
Wanna foot?
Well, shit.
Oh my god, top 10. Where do I start? Oh,
The Onyx Path, you can create a poll somewhere.
really?
I'll be sure to vote on my favorites.
all right. Well, let's figure out what we learned today. Well, let's just run it down the line. We'll start with Liz.
Opening up. We're almost opening up, bro.
Sophia learned that, you can't make friends and allies everywhere you go, but you can still meet people that will surprise you. I guess.
Meet
Kate?
people that can surprise you.
She wasn't expecting to be allied with werewolves at the end of the Quebec City trip.
Well, for sure.
That was a surprise.
It's legit. Yeah.
Learned yet again not to mess with werewolves. Like today reinforced that. And now she's wondering how the fuck old little one is, because she thought little one was a baby. And if little one is a baby, then what Braum has been doing with the coat and how it got there. So that's not really a statement, I guess. She's found more questions. She's learned more questions.
And Scott.
I learned where the code is.
Yay.
It's not that useful. I mean, yes, but like that. I guess also, yeah, like learning kind of what it takes to stand up for what he believes is right, as well. Oh, he also learned that Kyoko is like has a congenital heart defect.
Oh, bro.
He knows. No, but not literally. Like he knows.
Do you know, bro?
Yes, he knows now.
Really?
Yes.
100%?
Yes.
So Sophia doesn't have to tell him because she doesn't want to, but
Correct.
she also hates that he doesn't know. It's like, this is like slowly driving her insane.
All right. Okay.
You're so slowly.
I'm not sure that that'll work, Kung Fu Fenners, if you put it later on. But the play of the game options are up. Braum defeats a werewolf challenge. Sophia silences the wolves and opens the door for future alliances. And Patches shows her inner workings.
Ooh.
Wow.
No, Eric, what are you saying? Say it out loud, bro.
Bro,
you guys.
Why?
What can I tell you? I don't really understand why. I don't really understand, like. Well, no, we're in Fancy Corner. I can say this now. I don't really understand what people expect Braum to do. He's not going to be like, hey, Kyoko, we've only known each other for a few months at this point, but like, you've been really cool. Do you, and apparently, like, you're in love with me. That's cool. Do you want to, like, be in a relationship? Like, he's not going to do that.
Yeah, no.
He swore
totally
he
not.
swore an oath.
No,
He
but
was
it's
also
just,
married. Like, he's not going to, like, hook up with something. You know what I mean?
I know,
Like,
it's just,
hook up.
I'm a big fan of things just being
That's
stated and
Sorry,
being out in
Kung Fu,
the
that's
open.
amazing.
So
Oh,
this
that's
little
true.
like dancing around the elephant in the room thing they've got going on is it's quite sad.
That's a good point.
because they could both get on with their lives if they were just straightforward.
Kung Fu, I like to imagine it was
Oh,
like,
dear.
He went to a bar and there was a woman who was like, you're cute. You want to get married? And he was like, yes, okay, let's do it. And she was like, whoa, what? And he was like, I have the rings. They're right here.
They're
Are you
right-
ready?
They're in my pouch.
So
Ugh.
we do have a winner for today's play of the game. It is Scott for defeating a werewolf with 5 votes.
Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Braum. Oh God, having both of them in the same day crosshair is like a poor brain skis.
So we're just going to have to do some piecing together. It might take a little bit longer to get this particular session up and on the YouTubes, because we'll have to splice them, but I should be able to take care of that. That won't be an issue. But bear with us if it takes us an extra day to throw it up there. In the meantime, I will point out that we have a wonderful upcoming week, don't we?
Hello. This is the end of the week or the beginning of one, depending on how you see it. But if you would like to join us for some laughs and maybe some crying tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, the Dr. Surgeon is back with more yelling. I think he's actually going to attempt a stand-up comedy routine, guys. And
Oh my God.
like he was talking about it last week, and if it works, I think you're going to want to be there. If it doesn't work, it'll be stupid and great anyway. So there you go.
Tuesday, I know that the Coolian is going to be streaming.
Nice.
I'm not actually sure what it's going to be. I imagine it might be Woohoo Action Theater, but the question is there. On Wednesday, JT will be doing his usual non-canon VR adventures. Perhaps it'll be more Bridge Crew. I'm not sure, but apparently he had a good time with Ashley and Happy Kilmore on that one. Once again, I am retooling RPG Clinic. It is possible that I will be streaming on Wednesday afterwards, but there is a chance that I will be at work, and so therefore will not be. But I will keep you posted. I'm hoping that I will be able to be here and play another cool game. Last week it was the first tree. It was awesome. Thursday.
I think I've had a meeting scheduled during the morning, so I think there's nothing for me on Thursday again. Sorry, folks.
Hashtag steal stream.
Yes, steal that stream, guys.
On Friday.
Thursday evening, I assume there'll
Thursday
be a Lowe's Radio Free Tour call.
Oh, yes, that is also true. Sorry. Thursday? Friday?
Friday should be continuing with Sleeping Dogs. I'm pretty sure that Fred is free. Otherwise, Kathy has said that she is down to fill in. So that should happen.
Kathy's just as good as Fred, right?
Sure.
Why are you keeping them
They're the
apart?
same person.
Yeah,
Saturday?
I've never seen them in a
They're
room
not allowed to
together.
be together. Saturday, we are not free, however. So Saturday afternoon is available, people.
Maybe I'll take it.
Oh.
Sunday?
Sunday?
We're good to go, I think.
Sunday
More
looks like it'll be day 18. As long as my life behaves, it will be. We're going to have to see. But I imagine it will be.
I hope so, John.
It looks like day 18 on Sunday. Find out more. See what happens. See if people open their yaps about things or not. Who knows?
Oh.
But in the meantime, Captain Daff will be streaming possibly right after this. Unfortunately, he asked me to vamp for 15 minutes. I can't. I can't, but he will be streaming after this, so you might as well head right on over to his channel, and he'll also be streaming throughout the week. A bunch of our viewers also stream. I know that Aragorn at times streams. I know Pukajutsu definitely streams. That's that check mark you see beside the name, meaning that he is cooler than all of us in that regard. In the meantime, thanks again to everybody for just tuning in. Thanks especially Lantern You Geek, Lemon Eater, subscribed, Plucky Hero, subscribed. Thanks again. It's your support that keeps this channel going. Just even your word of mouth. Remember that the Onyx Path has a dice roller that you can download on Android or iOS. Thank you, Ian, for throwing that in there. And otherwise, I'm just going to encourage everybody to always remember to go up and to the right. See you next time.
Bye. Don't challenge your wit.
Oh yeah, you should totally check out fanfic on rpgclinic.com. It is actually really cool. Go see which one of our PCs you are. If you're still here, go there. rpgclinic.com. It's in the it's in a cool section. It's in this section. I'm just going to link it cuz I can. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Birthday party. Haha! There. Go check that out. And in the meantime, I'm still talking over my closing screen, which I never do. So, fuck. Fuck. Goodbye.